Alright, how you doing guys? Welcome to Migmatisgolf, the channel dedicated to stuff outside of the box, stuff you're not going to get at your PGA pro, your local pro. This stuff is, it might be just the missing link for you, okay? Conventional golf instruction, to me at least, is pretty stale, same stuff, not all of it necessarily true. Not to say there aren't good things there, but anyway. That's what this channel is about. So you've had conventional lessons, you read all the magazines, you're not getting any better, this is the place for you. Please subscribe. So today's video is a training aid video. I haven't done one of those in a while, sorry about that. But I was prompted to do this one by somebody else, or at least somebody else's video reminded me I needed to get this out there. So a couple of years ago, I did a video called, well, it was a review of the Impact Snap training aid. Fantastic training aid. Teaches you the proper release, or at least how to release the club with a flat left wrist for a right-handed golfer and release it late. Fantastic training aid, but it comes at a price, right? So I was interested in this training aid, and before I bought it, being the cheapskate that I am, I thought, well, how can I build a mini poor man's version of this to see if it will actually benefit me? So being a bit of a do-it-yourselfer, I bought a few bits at the hardware store and I built one of these things. Anyway, I liked it. I bought the real thing. I put this away in a golf bag and never thought about it again. Until a chap that I follow on YouTube called Michael Broderick, who has a fantastic channel, and it's fantastic because, like me, it's a bit outside the box. He doesn't teach conventional stuff. In fact, he thinks some conventional stuff is a load of nonsense, like me. And yeah, I like his channel. And he has a series where he shows you lessons that he gives to people and how they improve their club head speed. And in these lessons, he famously has people put a tube of saran wrap over the shaft of one of their clubs, and as they swing, if they're early releases, or if they release too early, that saran wrap shoots down the shaft and snaps at the bottom on the club head before they get to impact. And he gets people working on getting this snap after impact with great success. Now, he just released a video where he says he's created a training aid to help people rehearse this so you don't have to carry a club and a long roll of saran wrap with them. That would be ridiculous. This training aid that he has, I can't really see it in the video. He doesn't show you how it's built in the video. He asks you to go to his website to get the information, so I can't really tell. But it pretty much looks like the device that I came up with a couple of years ago. Now, this isn't rocket science. I'm sure many people have come up with this idea, but it just prompted me to do a little video on the device that I made. So, Michael, I'm not copying you, I promise. I'm really sorry if you think I am, but this is something I came up with a couple of years ago, and maybe yours is slightly different. Maybe yours is, new and improved and better than this one. So, anyway, if any other people out there have come up with this idea and have any improvements on it, leave some comments. Feel free to tell me I stole the idea, which I didn't. Okay, so it's a little device to help you train a late release after the ball to hopefully give you some increased club head speed and more power, Scotty. So, without further ado, here we go. What do you need? Well, all the materials involved, depending on how fancy you want to get, cost under $5. First things first, you're going to need a section of 1/2-inch PVC, the kind they use in sprinkler systems. I do all my sprinkler systems in my homes myself, so I'm used to working with this. They sell small 2-foot section of this at the hardware store for like $1.50, $2, something like that. So get yourself this, and you want a piece about 1 foot long. It doesn't really matter, just long enough you can get both hands on there like your grip with a bit extra. After that, you're going to need 2 PVC half inch end caps. These are cents. Can't remember how much. 30 cents, 25 cents each, something like that. You need a couple of those. Then you need a AA battery. Why a AA? Because it fits neatly in half inch PVC with a little bit of room to slide up and down. And finally, you need some glue. Now, this is PVC primer, purple one, and PVC glue. If you want a rock solid bond, get this. But any other kind of glue would work. You know, maybe Gorilla Glue or something like that. Probably not Kids Elmer's glue. But if you want it rock solid, get yourself some of this. They do a single one, so it's kind of like a primer and glue in one, and it's kind of bluish for PVC, so you don't have to buy one pot of that, but get yourself some of that. Now that's going to take the total up to closer to $10, but if you just use some regular epoxy or glue you have at home, it shouldn't cost you anything. So what you're going to do is you're going to glue one end cap on the end. You're going to take your battery, you're going to let it slide down in there, and you're going to glue the other end cap on. And as you can see, can you hear that? The battery slides up and down the shaft. And you're going to take your grip and you're going to rehearse swings, and the object of the exercise is to, if the battery now is down in the bottom end here in my hands and you want it to shoot up there, you want to make sure that that happens. It's not easy sitting down. Did you hear that? That was kind of at the microphone, and that was after the microphone, and of course it's not glued, so the end shot off. But that, give me 2 secs. That is the object. Okay, carry this around with you. Do this a couple hundred times a day, really focusing on getting the snap of the battery in the end of this PVC pipe after impact, and that will retrain your wrists. If you've been a person that throws the club out with your wrists, you know, this will retrain them to do that same motion but after impact. Ta-da! This is, my friends, the actual prototype I built a couple of years ago. You can see it's very similar to the one I just built for you now. There's a couple of little differences which I'll quickly explain. I wasn't going to include these in the video, but they might be of some benefit. This line here, you see that I've drawn down the middle of the tube. That was so I could align my hands in the proper place each time. And why is that important? Because my original prototype included this little bit on the end here, which is similar to the little bit of metal and the golf ball on the actual impact snap that's supposed to touch this little golf ball bit here is supposed to touch your right forearm for a right-handed golfer in the correct place on the inside of the right forearm at impact. So that was an attempt to replicate that. The reason, well, first of all, let me explain how I did it. Just drilled a little hole in the end there, super glued a bit of wire coat hanger in, kind of did a twirly little bit at the end to replicate a golf ball. Bit of trial and error involved, but this seems to work. The reason I don't recommend you do this, or I haven't included it in the building, is because everybody's wrists or release are slightly different, and on the impact snap, this little guy here is fixed and doesn't hit everybody in the same place. And, you know, I don't want you to go and retool your whole release pattern completely. I just want you to retrain your wrists when to release or when to think about squaring the club face up. So I think there's a lot more value in the actual weight on the inside here of this tube than there is on this bit at the end. But by all means, if you want to try building that as well, go ahead. But there it is. That was the original puppy. The whole thing was under $5. Fantastic little training aid. There you go. Anyway, that's it. Once again, I did or didn't come up with this idea. Hopefully I don't get too much hate mail for it, but it's essentially the same thing as the Impact Snap. Great little cheap device if that's one of your problems. If you like one, if you've made one, leave some comments. Please subscribe to the channel, give us some thumbs up, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again soon with another, almost forgot what I was going to say there, with another training aid video. See you guys.